Hey, First Violins. Here is lesson 3 for Concerto in G by Vivaldi. So this is going to take you from measure 37 up until measure 61, or through measure 61 up to 62. So there isn't a lot of crazy stuff going on in this section other than just some more 16th notes, more syncopation, and just a tiny bit of third position, a couple half notes. So what we're going to do is just play this really slow. So from 37, we're going to take the pick up with that 8th note, and I'll stop when we get up to measure 43 with the third position. All right, so nice and slow, just learning these notes. Here we go, coming on the and of beat 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's all there is, just again, a lot of scales. In 42, that D sharp, you could do a high 3 if you prefer. It's marked as a low 4. But the reason why it is marked as a low 4 is you're going from a D sharp to an A. And usually you don't want to go from a high 3 to a regular 3. So that's why we're using the low 4, and then you've got your 3 right next to it. All right, so right where we stopped, you're going to just make a sudden jump up into third position. We just played in measure 43. During that open E, shift your hand up to third, and then you have a low 3. So again, use your tapes as a guide. You've got 1, whole step to 2, and then half step to low 3. C natural. 2, 1, and the bowing should work out. And then just come right back down to first position, and we're going to hook these 2 to get back on track, and then just some string crossing. So here's our next section. We're going to keep going at measure 45. 1 and 2 and. And 2 and 3. And that's measure 54. All right, so a lot of repeated material in that last little section. Again, if you're getting thrown off by the syncopation, you don't think you're playing it long enough, remember to subdivide into 2 eighth notes so that you've got the correct rhythm. Or kind of keep thinking short, short, long, short, short, long, that sort of pattern. All right, so right where we stopped, that was right before 54 and measure 53. Again, that tie is going to feel super long right now because we're going so slowly, but that'll be 2.5 beats tied together and then changing on the and of beat 3 for your 16th notes. All right, so we have one more section to do. We're going to start at 54 and go up to 62. All first position, all just kind of little scales and alternating patterns. So here we go, nice and slow, our last section, 54. 1 and 2 and. go. So again, you'll have some check boxes in your practice reflection. This might take you a little longer than just one practice session. That's kind of the point, that you're working on this every day, or at least every day that we have orchestra. So don't be in a hurry to fill out the practice reflection and only check a couple boxes, because you'll get fewer points. Take a few days to practice, get that up to where you're comfortable and where you're accomplishing all the things I'm asking you to on the checklist, and then submit that for full points, and then you'll know your music that much better too. All right, as always, email me with any questions, and we just have one lesson left to do on this piece, finishing up 62 to the end, and then you've got all of Concerto in G ready to go.